Wow, this actually looks pretty good.
Right? Tonight's gonna be just as exciting as SummerSlam 05.
Commissioner, so sorry to bother you, but we have a few issues.
Okay, well, what is it, Mason? The commissioner was on his way to get a press, so this better be important.
Well, there was a scheduling mistake, and the hall's actually booked at 7 by a veterans improv group called Armed and Derangers.
Oh, no. That's when we started.
Yeah, and the hot dog truck canceled. And something went wrong with the dry cleaners, and now we don't have any of the costumes.
You got no wieners and no Speedos?
What do we do, sir? Commissioner?
Oh, I'm thinking, Mason. God damn it, give me a sec!
Tell Armed and Derangers they're the new halftime show, okay? And then call a man named David Chang and ask for 300 hot dogs. He's gonna say his dog is sick, but he's lying. Then go down to a store called Savage Bottom in West Hollywood and ask for their entire stock of Speedos. Ask for Chi-Chi, do not ask for Steve.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, man. Well, I was about to say the same thing.
Is everything okay with you?
Yeah, I'm good, yeah.
Okay, I gotta go reshave my entire body.
Oh, for sure.
And it's live, maybe.
Well, we're here. Well, you're here. I'm here.
Well, you're out of here, right?
I'm always out of here every time. It's funny how everybody wants me out of here anywhere I go.
Okay.
Including other podcasts we were on recently.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, if you look up the Let's Go Eat and Drink show with Bill Allred and Jimmy Santangelo, it is out now. Wherever you got this podcast, you can find that one.
Yeah, and we had a chance to be on that show and plug the joy of the only TV podcast that matters, trademark, that is the TV10 podcast, what you're listening to right now with me, Tommy Milagro.
And me, Bill Frost. And like I said, it's episode 0495. And I don't know if you heard up top there on Loot on Apple TV Plus. I don't know if you're keeping up on that show.
I haven't. No.
We finally got to see Ron Funches's Pro Wrestling League in action.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got a very small promotion, but went well.
I need to start watching that since now it's actually getting to something very interesting for once.
It's probably they've been hinting at it, but it's probably, I don't know if that's going to be the last time we see his wrestling promotion, but it was, the episode was mostly about it. So there's that.
All right. And so that between that and Palm Royale, that's a lot of shows I gotta catch up on. Yeah.
Palm Damn Royale.
Yeah, and how is the TV watching going for you as we're recording live on air this Memorial Day weekend?
Going well. I watched, I watched a movie, the Godzilla, which one? I think it was Godzilla -1.
Oh, okay. So you saw the good Godzilla.
Well, I don't know if I would call it good.
Oh.
But,
oh, you're that's fighting words, sir.
Maybe I saw what is the other one? Godzilla X Kong.
Oh yeah, that's the one with the MonsterVerse that segues into Monarch and all that jazz.
Okay, I think that's the one I saw. Godzilla X Kong, the something Empire, whatever.
The new Empire.
Not great.
But were there more monsters destroying each other?
Oh yeah. There's plenty of that.
Then that's all you need.
Yeah.
That's all anybody needs. So unless we could get Wyatt Russell and Kurt Russell to join in that monster universe, keep your expectations low. So.
Yeah. And also, well, we should, before I get into any more movies I watched, this week's sponsor is Outlaw Distillery, right?
Yep, it's the White Rum, which is over at the Sosala ground base in the TV10, where the TV10 Podcast Studios is located.
Deep in the bunker, yes.
Yes, and you're enjoying that with a Coke, and oh, look at that, he is just chugging away at that like it's no tomorrow. And this is proving what I've already suspected. Utah drives people to drink.
Yes, yes. And we're recording this on Memorial Day, so
Mhm.
you're getting this a day late, but you're getting your money's worth.
Yeah, you're getting everything you wanted and then some from our genius and the genius juice that fuels this podcast.
The other movie I saw over the weekend was The Fall Guy, which was fucking fantastic. I don't know why it didn't do better.
I know exactly why. No,
Really?
not enough Lee Majors and Heather Thomas should have had
A
a
line.
makeover. So
Overall, fantastic fucking movie and excellent usage of "Kisses I Was Made for Loving You." Various versions of that song,
wow,
which is
dug it
all.
right
Which
out of my
that
ball.
song is also in Godzilla X Kong. It was like weird. It's like, why is all of a sudden everybody using this song in their movies? I mean, it's a good song and all, but come on.
Yeah, and for me, my movie watching involved If with my nephews.
Oh, how was that?
It was actually pretty good, and it was kind of interesting because it also used little Tina Turner song,
Hmm.
and
All right.
yeah, and Ryan Reynolds is a goddamn treasure.
So you didn't take the kid to Furiosa?
No, because of two reasons. One of the kids is young, and the other, my sister would kill me. So that is a pretty
Aw,
good motivating factor why I did not want to do that.
get
Maybe
some damn
later.
get some damn culture in that kid's life.
I tried, but it's not my fault that they're not big into pro wrestling. I have tried. I've tried with these kids.
These
So,
kids.
ah,
Oh,
I just,
the one thing I have to get around to seeing is the new. It kind of came out of nowhere. The new South Park, the end of obesity,
oh yeah.
the latest South Park movie.
I saw some ads for it, and I'm going, what?
Hmm.
Are we trying to mess with this with Cartman? Are they that bereft of ideas at this point?
Well,
So,
they drug Lizzo into it.
okay.
Apparently Lizzo's fine with it. Anyway,
Really?
I got a few new things to tell you about that are coming up on TV this week.
New
Uh,
things
New
coming up here.
things. Yeah. On Wednesday. This is for Rebecca Frost.
Hmm?
It's a documentary called Movie Pass, Movie Crash on Max. And it's all about the rise and fall of Movie Pass, so where you could pay like $10 a month and see like all the movies,
Mm-hmm.
if you can do it. And she was way into that app until it started off fine, and then it got bought out by some corporate greed heads, and they fucked it all up, and they lost like $150 million in 2017, and bye bye.
Gee, I wonder why that happened in 2017. Oh wait, I know why. It was Obama. It was the whole liberal media that made it harder for the American.
Obama in 2017.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, you're questioning this, but at the same time, we're gearing up for an election, so it's
Yeah.
all weebly wobbly timey wimey at this point.
Yeah. Obama was out of office, but
I know it was, but
that's not quibble
yeah.
with the facts. So that's on Wednesday on Max. Also, there's another documentary called Camden. It's about the borough of London that birthed countless music careers. And we're talking with it's produced by co-produced by Dua Lipa, and she's in
Ooh,
it, as well as people like Oasis's Noel Gallagher, Mark Ronson,
wow.
Questlove, Nile Rodgers, and a whole lot more. So you're going to see
Okay.
a whole lot of cool footage and hear a whole lot of great music.
And Noel Gallagher is speaking, so that means it's subtitled.
It'll be subtitled, yeah, because you can't understand a goddamn word he says. It's on Hulu.
Mhm.
That is
Oh,
also on
okay.
Wednesday.
All right.
And here's a documentary. Just love the title. It's just designed for the algorithms. Dancing for the Devil, the 7M TikTok cult.
Oh boy.
This is on Netflix. And it's about sisters Miranda and Melanie Wilking, who were a dance duo on TikTok. And then one of them fell in with a management company slash church and its charismatic leader. And you know where this is going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So faster than you could say Nexium.
Yeah.
Is that pretty much a direction we're heading here?
Pretty
Or?
much, yeah. But this company is still in operation, so we're probably not going to get a completely happy ending from this.
So basically, we got to wait till a cult leader dies in a plane crash,
Yeah, so
essentially.
we'll wait for the follow-up documentary about this.
Okay. In the
Uh,
meantime, I would avoid any plane rides with those people for a while,
yes,
folks.
yes.
Track their movements.
On Thursday, this is a very funny show that it's been 3 years since the first season. We now have season 2 of We Are Lady Parts on Peacock.
Oh, it's back?
Yes, finally.
Yay!
It's about a group of 4 Muslim women in London who form a punk rock band. They're called
And it's
Lady
very
Parts.
halal.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's got some good songs as well. So We
Yeah.
Are Lady Parts, Peacock, Thursday. On Hulu on Thursday, the streaming premiere of The First Omen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should I be excited for
This
it?
is a prequel to The Omen of 1976.
Right. So again, I'm asking, should I be excited?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'm just letting you know. And just to let you know, the Antichrist is coming.
But we've been watching the political ads. We know Mike Lee is in office.
Yeah.
What more do we need?
I would recommend making this a double feature with Sydney Sweeney's Immaculate.
Ooh.
Just get all your Antichristy fun and done in one night.
So what you're saying is we need to talk to the office. We need to get that double feature going,
Sure.
and we can say it's an immaculate omen.
Yeah.
All right.
That would not be a fun night out at the movies, though.
Well, on a scale of 1 to watching Neil LaBute's films,
Oh,
I
Jesus.
think, yeah, honestly, this would be tame by comparison.
Oh, let's just all get together and watch In the Company of Men, shall we?
Oh, God. Yeah, I don't want that date night happening anytime soon.
Great first date movie. On Sunday, Jeremy Renner's finally back, Mayor of Kingstown, season 3
And he's alive.
on Paramount Plus. Yeah,
He is alive despite what Mr. Frost has been saying all this time. He's alive and well.
he defeated the snowplow.
Yes. He lifted up the snowplow. He has recovered back to his Rennerness. And sadly, his music career is still going. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, well.
I mean,
You take the good, you take the bad.
and there you go. And now you have the facts of life.
Yeah, and so
The facts of life.
this so he's trying to keep all the Crips and Aryans and Russian mob bosses in line in the small Michigan town where the chief industry is crime, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's kind of the guy who's keeps everything running peacefully as possible.
Right.
So I think we should have a big Paramount Plus crossover, and he should hire the Tulsa King for backup to come to Michigan.
Well, remind me again. It's done by the same guy that does Tulsa.
Taylor
King, right?
Sheridan, yeah,
Yep.
Mr. Yellowstone.
So
we're all in the Sheridan verse, so it could happen. I think. Yeah.
I think it's possible. Is that our title, Sheridan verse, or?
We'll wait. Maybe there's something better.
I'll enter it in.
That's
just in
on
case.
Sunday on Paramount Plus. Also on Sunday, a new reality series on HBO and Max from the Safdie brothers.
The Safdie brothers?
Yes.
Why do I know that name?
You know them. You know who they are.
I'm trying to think. What did they do before?
Well, there's The Curse.
Oh, them.
Oh, those guys. Those motherfuckers, yeah.
Now, okay. Oh, boy.
Yeah, this is a reality show called Ren Fair. It's about a group of employees of the world's largest Renaissance festival.
Oh, boy.
And it's sort of a succession tale. The 86-year-old leader of the company is retiring. Who's going to inherit the company? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there like a little carnival kind of vibe to this as well, or?
Maybe. Yeah. Well, you've been to a Renaissance fair, haven't you?
It's been an age, and I just went, huh? That's got to be very uncomfortable in 90-degree sun, but whatever. So.
You're just out there LARPing your balls off, and please write that down.
Okay, that's the title. LARPing the balls.
And it's on Sunday on HBO and Max. And yeah. So what are you killing your time with out there? Watching anything good?
Right now, it was mostly the movies, and I, I I've just been kind of following up on Star Trek Discovery on my side,
All right.
and
Yeah.
yep, and I've also just been paying attention to the C Dub and Billy Corgan's Adventures in Carneyland.
Have not started it, but before I do, I'm going to read Melissa Merlot's review of it.
Yeah, it's in slamwrestling.net. That
Yeah.
even though she doesn't have an MBA, but that's all right. Because she did a fantastic job of it,
Yeah.
and I've seen all the episodes, and I just went, "Huh, okay, this is cool." Oh, and fun fact: you can actually see me in
Oh,
one of the episodes. I'm in the
what?
I'm in the NWA 75 episode. If
Well,
you look real hard for me,
okay. Well, as Billy Corgan's favorite journalist,
I
it
mean,
makes sense.
it's hard being me some days. Thankfully, I only have an MBA,
So,
but
what is the scale of rock to wrestling?
it's so far it's mostly the wrestling.
Yeah.
The Rock does play into it with interviews by James
Yeah.
Iha,
Yeah.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Chamberlain, and the bassist whose name escapes me
It's
at the
fine.
moment.
They're a hired gun. They don't
Yeah,
matter.
but it does have elements where it crosses into the pro wrestling aspect of it. So it was fun watching how they juggled all that. There's some parts I have some concerns with about how they did it. It's the same concern I have with anything that's a reality TV show.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You know, how they have to create drama.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
uh, but yeah.
Which reminds me, we should have Merlot on here sometime to talk about this show, as well
Mhm.
as a show I'm going to guess she's watching called MILF Manor, which we've
Mm.
mentioned here, which has a Salt Lake woman on it right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think we told her that was her homework last time, right?
I don't
Or
know. It's been a minute.
okay.
I don't know if this show was on when we last had her here, but one of the women, basically it's 40 something women boning 20 something dudes looking for love, doink doink. And yeah, and
That doink doink is very
very
apropos here.
very unfortunate.
Mm.
One of the locals is Barbie Garcia from Salt Lake City.
Mm.
She is a former KRCL DJ.
Really?
Oh yeah, long time DJ on KRCL. She was also a former stripper at Trails, and yeah, I'm not sure what she's been up to in the last few years, but for the last year at least, she's gone radio silent on social media. Then all of a sudden, she comes back and says, "Okay, here's what I've been doing. Here's MILF Manor season 2."
Do
Yeah,
do do I want to know how it is you know about the transition from KRCL to Trails? I
no,
am very
it was the other way around.
so vice versa. Got it.
Yes. Well,
All right.
we emceed. We were participants in anyway, judging for a couple of different drag queen pageants back
Oh,
in the day, and so we got to talking. And she says, "Oh yeah, I used to work at Trails, and now I'm on KRCL playing dance music." And yeah, she's very upfront about her past.
okay.
She's not
Cool.
she no regrets, as the tattoo says.
Regrets.
No regrets. Yeah.
Maybe you should have a Snicker.
Yeah. So yeah, MILF Manor. Oh, fuck. I don't even know what channel it's on. I think it's on TLC.
Yeah,
It's
that's a
one of
good
those.
safe. It's a safe bet. It's going
It's
to be
either
on
on
TLC.
TLC or or it's not Bravo, because
No,
it would have much more publicity if it was on Bravo.
right.
But it's out there. MILF Manor season 2.
Okay.
Maybe check it out. Maybe not.
Yeah, that sounds like a few things that I've been seeing of late that I'm going.
That's a soft recommend.
Yeah, that's a watch softer at this point. We're
Yeah.
not quite fuck that show, hash brown fuck that show,
No, because
but
Barbie's cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And
all right.
I finished up the second season of Outer Range.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
And the show that, there would not even be a show if people would just stop stepping into the time hole. Just stay
So
away from the time hole. Put a goddamn fence around it. Then we don't have any of this drama.
yeah, and again, if you said it like Josh Brolin, stay away from the time hole.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it is inevitable.
Yeah. I don't think it's much of a spoiler to say that Imogen Poots has a heel turn. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe I need to watch this.
I think most of us saw that coming.
Well, I mean, she is pure evil. I mean, we learned that from Roadies. It's just
Roadies.
yeah, that's a deep cut, ladies and
Deep cut
gentlemen.
Roadies. Last time I looked, Roadies was on Hulu, and it's worth a watch.
Yeah. If anything, just for Ron White and his
Yeah.
his bad hair job.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely worth it. Oh, and also for Machine Gun Kelly's acting debut.
We had hope for Machine Gun Kelly there for a minute, and then he just went back into making shitty music.
Wait a minute, we had hope.
Well, he was actually pretty good. He didn't do a lot, but
Mhm.
it wasn't a bad actor. He did a good job.
Yeah.
And then it would have been best for the world of music had he just stuck to acting and not gone back to music. But no.
Yeah, and it probably would have been better if we had more Luke Wilson and Carla Gugino.
Hmm.
But nope. They went on to do Starman and Jet, respectively. One of them lasted a little longer with their series. I'll let you decide which is which.
You're talking about
Um,
Star Girl.
did I say? What did I say?
You said
Star.
Star Man, who was a
Oh,
part of the
Stargirl.
show. Who
Sorry.
was a part of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jet, man, Jet on Cinemax. That's why no one saw it, because it was on Cinemax.
Which should have been resurrected because of Max, but again, I know the problem, and I would like to say here, David Zasloff, please step down. You are making our enjoyment that much harder. So let TV Town Podcast run this. We will get the right shows the homes they deserve.
Yeah. Also, watching the new season of Reginald the Vampire.
Okay.
It's no Resident Alien, but it is the funniest thing on Sci-Fi right now. So there's that.
Wow. So on a scale of what we one to what we do in the shadows, like where do you rank that?
Oh God, way below that.
Mhm.
It
Good.
is. It is. No one can touch what we do in the shadows. Least of
Yeah.
all, Reginald the Vampire. But it is a fun watch
Okay.
because you get to see Spider-Man's friend as a vampire.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay. So Ned is involved in this, huh?
he is Reginald.
Okay.
Hmm.
And is it pretty much pudgy Reginald, or is
Yes.
he?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's
I
based on a graphic novel series. No, actually, it's based on just a straight up book series, I think, called Fat Vampire.
wow.
And they didn't go with that title for the TV show, which I think was a mistake.
Yeah. I at the same time it's a little on the nose, but it's on the other. Okay, I get it. They want a fat shame. Fine.
Most of the show's comedy comes from him not being a typical svelte, handsome vampire,
Mhm.
like
It's
the guy his not the guy who turned him, but the guy who is kind of his mentor is a Van Peebles.
Van Peebles. Oh,
Yeah,
Mario Van Peebles.
no, well, son of it is Mandela Van Peebles.
Man,
Yeah,
oh,
and
boy.
he's just as ridiculously good looking as all the other Van Peebles.
Okay, so as far as we know, Mandela and Mario, they are vampires. So is it safe to say they're daywalkers?
Maybe
All
could
right,
be, yeah.
all right. I think that deserves some exploration. Also, anybody near Mandela and or Melvin, have some garlic near you and wear a cross at all times and some holy water. In other words, what we're saying is follow the Buffy the Vampire Slayer playbook,
Yeah,
just without the creepy Joss Whedon stuff.
yeah,
You know which ones we're talking about.
just leave that out of it. You'll
Yeah,
be fine. Yeah.
yeah. Leave out that Justice universe out of the way. That Justice League. You're fine. You are fine.
And I think it's time we turn to the wide world of sports.
Okay, and we got quite a few things to cover, so hit my music.
And sports with Tommy Milagro. Go team.
From the sports desk of the TV10 podcast, we deliver to you only the sport of professional wrestling. Got a few things going on here, so we're just going to start first with the National Wrestling Alliance, as we just alluded to earlier on the CW app. Not only is Adventures in Carneyland showing there, all 8 episodes have dropped. It is worth the watch, and more importantly, Melissa Merlot, our reality show correction, the undisputed reality show champion
There you
of
go.
all fucking time,
There you go.
Melissa Merlot, covered that for SlamWrestling.net. I would, except I didn't want to, and
Okay.
and I'm totally fine with that. That's Merlot's wheelhouse. That is her division. No one can touch her, and that's the important thing. Also, National Wrestling Alliance is going to start showing stuff from Crockett Cup, which they had their double event over the weekend at in Forney, Texas, at the OC Theater. Apparently, from all indications on their social media platforms, sold out crowd, sold out house. You are definitely going to see that, which contrast that to last year's Crockett Cup. You're going to see why that is a very good and a very huge thing at this point. So definitely watch that on the CW. They'll be dropping episodes, and I'm interviewing and have interviewed some of the stars from National Wrestling Alliance and as it pertains to those events, because I write for SlamWrestling.net because I have an MBA.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and look at that, Mister Frost is chugging down his white rum. If you're watching on the Teddy Bear nanny cams, as I suck down some Athletic Brewing Company, some the non-alcoholic hazy IPA, which you can find at Boostique, by the way. But also, amazingly, it's available here in Roseville, California.
Hmm. How about
Yeah,
that? Okay.
yeah. But let's turn to other sporting promotions, which was WWE is still doing great. They just had their King and Queen of the Ring uh, premier live event.
Saw it.
And what were your thoughts about that, Mr. Frost?
Go live Morgan.
That yeah, she is definitely getting the right amount of heat on account of she's the one that shelved Rhea Ripley and that caused her to drop the title, and more importantly, she now has the women's world title after she beat the man Becky Lynch. So once Ripley gets healed up, that's going to be a nice little event to see when she gets her comeuppance, when she gets hoisted on her own petard. And more importantly, Cody Rhodes faced off against uh, Logan Paul. And again, what were your thoughts when you saw that matchup, Bill?
Oh, just fucking Cody Rhodes, man. I don't never know what to think of him.
Right,
The
but
American Nightmare, and dude, doesn't he always come out on top? But not in most cases.
not always. Well, at least not in AEW. We'll circle
Yeah.
back to that in a second. But yeah, he's definitely on a strong run in the WWE. And even though we've said this before about Logan Paul, stop making garbage people famous.
Yes.
He defeated Logan Paul, even though Logan Paul, excuse me, the non-alcoholic brew does nothing.
Now, which Paul brother is it that's gonna fight Mike Tyson?
I would love to say he's the less douchey one, but that's not really narrowing it down. It's Jake Paul you're thinking of,
Oh,
which,
okay.
and thank you for reminding me. If you turn to the news, that's TMZ, everybody. We turn now to breaking news. Breaking news. Mike Tyson had an in-flight medical emergency, and apparently he was starting to feel sick on his American Airlines flight and apparently the boxer was in so much pain. The flight attendants asked if anyone on board could help him, and apparently it was due to an ulcer flare-up 30 minutes before landing. But thankfully, he got the care he needed. He's fine. To which Jake Paul is shutting down any chatter about their fight being called off in the wake of his health scare. Jake said people love to make shit up, but reassures fans the July 20th bout is still a go. As he puts it, nothing has changed right there. So now let's turn to All Elite Wrestling. They just recently had their Double or Nothing pay per view, and I did not cover that for SlamWrestling.net. My editor in chief, John Powell, did, and
I
he
saw
had
some of that, and apparently he was not impressed.
yeah. John had the headline AEW goes up in smoke with Double or Nothing, and apparently the majority of the match, and I've talked about this before here. Um, Most of the matches on their pay per views could have been an email or an episode of Rampage.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, there was one couple of notable things about the pay per view. The first of all, the main event, the Anarchy in the Arena, was just a clusterfuck from the get go, and the highlight was Darby Allin coming out with a flamethrower and setting Jack Perry's pants on fire. So,
Okay.
yeah,
All
uh,
right.
yeah, it was cool, but that could have been dangerous. Also, Mercedes Monet, you might remember her as the former Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
She defeated Willow Nightingale for the AEW TBS Championship. So she is truly a CEO of AEW, and her friends Chris Statlander turned on Willow Nightingale. So we may have a bit of a little feud in the next few weeks. And on that same pay per view, Adam Cole Bebe made his appearance for the first time in a while. He's still healing up from injuries, and he talked about MJF, and the devil himself came out. MJF confronted Adam Cole and punted him right in his little Cole's. Excuse me, little Bebe's. Thank you.
Okay.
But yeah, he pretty much said, I'm done trusting anybody, and this is all me. So there was indications he was going to leave because his contract was up. So I guess he's staying with AEW, and contracts renewed. Good for him. Good for every one of us. We need our scumbag more than ever in AEW because things have not been going so good of late in AEW land. Yeah, and if you watch the programming, if you've heard about their attendance with ticket sales, these are going to be tough times.
Oh, is the fake news media underreporting the crowd size?
Uh,
AEW is drawing more people than Bruce Springsteen, for fuck's sake. Everybody knows it.
I can't tell if you're telling me lies or if you're playing along to this. I don't know. I cannot tell parody anymore.
I am, of course, referencing Trump's New Jersey rally,
Okay.
where he said 100,000 people were there, whereas more like 8,500.
Yeah.
When you get an aerial shot.
Yeah. I mean, there is a very vocal crowd that still loves AEW. The only way you know things are going to be bad, using that analogy, is if they go to Philadelphia and they just boo the shit out of him, like they entered a libertarian meeting. So,
that was my favorite thing of the whole weekend.
well, between that and Mike Lee getting booed out,
fuck Mike Lee.
oh, Thank you, libertarians. I never thought I'd say those words, but here we are.
No one expected this. It's
Yeah,
like, go libertarians.
yeah. And finally, this in the files of we didn't expect this, or did we?
Oh no, what?
Speaking of the cons, and again, we're going to turn to sports ball again, not UFL. And I'm sorry, I know I should be reporting that more, but do you care?
Are you letting Dr. White down by not reporting on the UFL?
If Dr. White wants me to really get involved with UFL, send us a message, tv10podcast at gmail.com. We keep X open just because we haven't completely abandoned it, just so you know. But speaking of people that should abandon some people, the Jacksonville Jaguars, of which Tony Khan holds an executive position,
Yeah.
apparently they've been accused of their own plane ride from hell. So, according to this, two female flight attendants are suing NFL kicker Brandon McManus and the Jaguars for over $1 million because McManus is being accused of sexually assaulting them aboard a Jaguars flight. This was a flight from the USA to London
Oh.
recently. Yeah. In the suit, the women's claims that Jaguars did not provide a safe environment for in-flight staff when the flight turned into a huge party during which players disregarded the flight attendant's personal space, air travel safety, and federal law. And McManus is said to have offered 100 each to anyone who would dance for him. And I'll skip ahead on to a few of this, but once again, can we both agree kickers are the most worthless people in football? I don't care.
It's turning out that way.
And once again, remember when we thought linebackers were the most brain dead players to have in football? Not anymore. So, but either way, yeah. So the team released a statement saying, earlier today we were made aware of the civil lawsuit filed on May 24th against Brandon McManus. We take allegations of this nature very seriously and are looking into the matter. We have been in communication with the league office and Brandon's representation and will reserve further comment at this time, meaning he's going to be traded. Let's and why is that? Because yay patriarchy, because of sports. Ugh.
It's sports with Tommy Milagro. Go team.
Yeah, so that's happening, folks. But yeah, as far as anything else I'm watching right now, I I heard this the other day on the Morning Zoo, and I volunteer as tribute.
Okay.
So, and I'll try to get this in time. Are you going to be in the Morning Zoo after this episode drops?
No.
Okay, so then I'll have to make the mention to him. Apparently, there's this little thing on Netflix called Atlas.
Oh God.
Yeah. Okay, first of all, take a drink and wash the bile down. That helps.
I know all about Atlas. Jennifer Lopez in space.
I volunteer to watch this. I will review this for them and for you because I'm a goddamn professional.
Okay. Do you think they want this?
As far as if it's worth watching or not, I will be
'Cause
the canary down the mine shaft.
we did preview it a bit last week when I was on the show.
Mhm.
And I just described the show and who was in it and what it was about, and there was a collective. Ugh. there was no interest.
I know. And again, even Ben Affleck is going, yeah, I'm done with this. So I'm just saying, I am happy to do this. I'm doing this not just for them, but for our TV10 listeners, because I want you to know what you're going through. I did it with Rebel Moon, which also on
Oh,
that
there's
same,
part two. There's part two.
yeah, which I've already watched. So to sum up, yuck. And there's your review right there.
There's your one shot review. Yuck.
Yeah. Which, oh yeah, that reminds me. And I just learned about this before we got into the studio here. Excuse me a second.
Oh yes.
So I found out, I guess, about Scott Pierce, formerly of the Deseret News and Salt Lake Tribune passing away. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so this is for our Utah listeners there, and I know TV reviewers. They're like Wolverines. They don't associate, and sometimes
No,
they're
no.
fighting.
I met him in person once at the Radio from Hell show, and yeah, there's a reason I started writing, doing TV reviews like 100 years ago. It's
Hmm.
because I thought everyone else doing them sucked, as we mentioned on the
The Let's
on
Go Eat and Drink show.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Scott Pierce was one of the ones who didn't completely suck.
Okay.
He was actually, for being at the Deseret News, he was a great reviewer,
Mm.
because you wouldn't expect that from the Deseret News. But they also spawned Jeff Weiss, so they both got away with a lot of shit,
Yeah.
a lot of good shit at the Deseret News. Unfortunately, when he moved over to the Tribune, all they did is put Scott Pierce on writing about reality shows. He never,
Yeah.
like whatever Utah local is on a reality show this week,
Hmm.
and so he didn't get to. I don't personally think they gave him a lot of reign to do any actual real TV criticism. But when he did, he was good at it. We didn't necessarily agree on some shows, like, he thought Young Sheldon was the pinnacle of comedy, and like, nah, I don't think so.
Yeah. I will say, yeah, I understand why people enjoy that. I don't,
Yeah,
but hey, good for you, good on you. We won't stop you from watching it. We'll try to deter you to other good stuff, but you do you.
yeah.
You do you.
And I think it's about time to get the hell out of here. I want to mention a couple things here.
Okay.
A show none of you watched, The Girls on the Bus on Max, starring Supergirl, has
Okay.
been canceled
Aw, why?
because you can't have women journalists. It seems like anytime they make a show about women journalists, it lasts like one season.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
That's kind of a trend, yeah. And also this other show called Still Up on Apple TV Plus, which I barely knew about. I think it was a British show, but
Okay.
yeah, it's also been canceled. So there's two shows you never saw.
All right. And as far as what you also need to watch harder, we kind of talked about Palm Royale and Loot on Apple TV Plus. It just finished, but you should watch it a little harder. Sugar, uh,
Mm-hmm.
detective, kind of a detective noir with Colin Farrell, but it has a bit of a twist to it. Have you seen all the episodes yet?
Nope, not yet.
Okay, locked and loaded. So I will say watch that a little harder. Also, you should be paying attention to Star Trek Discovery. I think their final episode is coming up this week, as this episode drops on Thursday, and that is that's important for you to watch. More importantly, you should also be watching just a little bit harder when it drops this week. Disney's The Acolyte on June 4th.
Oh
So
yeah,
that
more
oh
Star
yeah,
Wars.
so yeah, it's the Star Wars, but before everything got all fuckered with creepy Palpatine and little kids that are good with the Force and midi chloridians or whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna recommend you watch The Fall Guy. I don't care if you have to pay for it even. It's
wow.
it's fucking great. Loved it.
Okay. That's a good recommend right there. And
Not so much Godzilla X Kong.
well, again, in short bites, if you just stick around, and Lord knows YouTube's around for all the monster clips, that's what you need. Just pay attention to that, and then watch Monarch and fill in the gaps from there. You'll be
Yeah,
fine. So,
you should definitely watch Monarch. That's
hmm
that's that's a good one.
yeah,
The
that is
Godzilla
much harder.
series. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and
And
also
yeah,
watch also Doctor Who. Uh,
the new
it,
Doctor Who, we got a new doctor and we got a new companion.
yeah, it's a little bit weebly wobbly, timey wimey, and singy wingy.
Oh,
I
there's singing.
There is
I've not I've
singing,
I have not delved into the new season yet.
yes, and I bring that up because for every fan that's going, that's not my Doctor Who, I say that's Disney. Get over it.
The new season. Well, I think we're coming up on the season finale this week. Hacks.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm a little behind on that.
it's only a 9-episode season, and yeah, still one of the best comedies out there happening right now.
Oh, and it is. Oh, and the best part was a little cameo by Christina Hendricks. Oh my God, it is worth watching just for that.
You're a Republican?
Mostly. Wait a minute, you're gay and Republican? I don't know how to feel about this. Well, you weren't really going to do. Yeah, I was. I really was. And now you ruined it. Greatest line ever.
Oh yeah. And yeah, I think that's enough for y'all right now. We want to thank this week's sponsor, Outlaw Distillery, and I would guess Boostique, because that's where you can get what Tommy's drinking.
That would be the Athletic Brewing Company's Hazy IPA. It's amazing what you can also find in California when you don't have a very restrictive alcohol regime. Interesting.
How about that?
Yeah, and I really haven't had much reason to drink because, let's face it, California doesn't make me want to drink. Utah does. But if you're still in Utah and if you need lots of reasons to drink,
Yes.
well, let me please point out you should also check out Sugar House Distillery, the OG sponsor. Then you should check out Ogden's Own Distillery. They make the Five Wives, the Five Husbands vodka, the Madame Patarini gin, because Pride Month.
Oh, they're right. Yeah.
Yep.
We're coming up on Pride weekend here in Utah.
Yes, and may I recommend sticking Madame Patarini gin somewhere in a government restroom. Watch brains melt. I want this to happen.
Okay. Yeah.
Make it happen somehow, folks.
All
and
right.
more importantly, we should also mention they also do the Porter's Fire, Porter's Peanut Butter Whiskey. They do the cans. Mr. Frost is especially fond of a little bit of Porter's Peach Tea on these. It is summer in Utah right now.
Yes, it is.
On these summer nights in Utah when it's still so hot and you need some cool refreshment. You can also get the underground because, Jägermeister is for amateurs. Yes, I said it. And, of course, you need some beer to cool off as well. Try a Bohemian Brewery as well. They've got all the beers you need in the Midvale area and even in your local supermarkets. Try them out. And, yeah, as we slog our way to 500 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I heard that collective. No. Yeah, we're gonna get to 500 episodes, and then we will retire.
We'll see.
Riches.
We'll see. Yeah.
All right. So
just go to sleep on a big pile of money.
In other words, you got to see what's going to happen when we do our live show. Maybe not 500, or maybe it will be. We're going to keep you guessing for a while. But the important thing is try them all out. Tell them TV Tan Podcast sent you. And the most important thing, drink your troubles away. You're still in Utah.
All right. On that note, good night, America.
And yes, you jiggle that handle. It's time for you to flush.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. There's really no easy way for me to say this, but due to unforeseen circumstances, Truck Harrison will not be appearing tonight. The event's been canceled. You can get your refunds at the door.
Wait, seriously, you're just gonna cancel? You're just giving up? Nicholas, what are you doing? Why did I even bother becoming friends with you? You've always been a quitter, and you will never amount to anything.
Oh, come on, man, that's not cool.
We drove all the way down here to this shithole that smells like a burnt wig that somebody pissed on, and you're just gonna cancel? You're a fucking joke.
Oh, no, I'm not a joke.
Just admit it. You're nothing but a fucking loser, Howard.
Oh, you can't talk to me like that, and you will refer to me by my real name, Commissioner Mayhem!
They call me by mine, the Straight Arrow.
Oh, I see. It's all part of the show.